Have any of you guys ever watched Silicon Valley? It's a great show, and I think it's a perfect demonstration of just the state of markets right now, especially crypto.
We can offset a lot of that once we get a few customers and start a subscription revenue model.
No revenue. I'll call you back. What? Why would you go after revenue?
Because to make money?
No. If you show revenue, people will ask how much, and it will never be enough. The company that was the 100Xer, the 1000Xer becomes the 2X dog. But if you have no revenue, you can say you're pre-revenue. You're a potential pure play.
Fast forward 15, however many years, apparently he's right. Why would you ever want revenue? Make money? Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to be the top 20 football teams when you can just be Dogecoin and worth just about the same for absolutely no effort, no staff, no revenue, nothing. Same amount of money. I mean, this is unbelievable. Some of this stuff, I would say. Take a look at the name here and then look at the valuation of this. That's worth twice as much as the Florida Panthers stadium, just to put that into perspective. Because I feel like we've been so desensitized by massive numbers that we don't realize how big $62 billion is. But Swordfish, it's gold. Cryptocurrency is digital gold. It's digital gold. Let me give you the entire benefit of the doubt and say that it is gold. And that reasonably, for some reason, you can say that there are a worthy 91 other cryptocurrencies because there are 92 metals and we're comparing crypto to metal. Let's do that. There are now over 25,000 cryptocurrencies. The argument does not extend that far. Maybe you can say that it's true for Bitcoin. Maybe you can say it's true for 90 others if you're really lucky. You go to 25,000, where's your argument? And most people just revel in it. They don't disagree. It's like, oh yeah, it is a bubble, but let me just go buy Nerd Squad coin at $800 million because why not? Before I go any further in my rant against the absurdity, I'm going to say that I don't necessarily think that it extends to the market specifically. The entire market doesn't have to be in a bubble just because there are some morons buying really stupid stuff at really stupid prices. NFTs weren't the market top, as maybe they deserved to be. They weren't. And this probably isn't either, because in general, everything's growing pretty well, and we are perhaps on the cusp of the greatest technological advancement in history. But that fluff is certainly making its way into some less functional, less rational markets. And that has led us to some very interesting things. But I really do think it's reminiscent of just the absurdity that you saw in 2000, where someone has a cool new name and a cool new idea that makes no money, and they IPO and they go up 600% in the next 3 days. And perhaps they last a year or 2 years until the bubble pops. I mean, look at this. This is WIF, Dog With Hat Coin. The fact that you have to say that in a sentence and have it be true that it is worth $3.27 billion is insane. And that's where we are right now. $3.27 billion. Again, that's more than a lot of professional sport teams. Probably all of their stadiums combined for, or at least half of them, for like the NHL. In a coin that is objectively worthless, right? This coin doesn't carry with it the name that it is digital gold and that it's worth fiat because fiat is such a horrible thing, even though you obviously don't go to the store and buy something using Dog With Hat Coin, right? Remarkable. And in the wise words of George Soros, buy bubbles. This isn't some like go short every stupid crypto video. Who knows where the high is? And obviously, if things continue, the dumbest stuff you can possibly buy is probably what performs the best. Just because you're the guy at the dinner table who says that you made $2 million on Fortnite coin doesn't mean that you don't have $2 million. But it's still stupid. And obviously, on the flip side of that coin, you don't want to be the guy who lost everything on Huckleberry Hound coin and has to beg for bread the next day because that was just such a sure bet. You know, like that one guy on Twitter who was like, I'm selling my ETH for...
In this video, I want to explain why I sold the majority of my ETH bags to buy Fartcoin. If you like the content, please like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So, it's clear...
You know, that should be a joke. I really hope it is. I'm not 100% sure. I really hope it's a joke. I can't tell. I really can't tell, based on anything I see here, whether or not this is real or not. I hope it's not. Wouldn't be surprised. Either way. And things like this, people say this, and this is what ends up aging poorly. And then someone quote tweets this 8 months later saying, well, if you just all in this coin, man, you'd be financially free for life. And then you just get it beaten out of you until eventually you go buy the dumbest coin possible and you're the last one in before they all just rug, right? And listen, if you're holding this stuff for the long term, if you believe in Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, I have no problem with you. I don't have a disagreement with you. I think that obviously we print money, so things that cannot be printed or have their supply altered are perhaps great ideas. And if Bitcoin truly is digital gold, it's worth like 1/20th as much. There's a lot of upside if you're right in that statement. I feel like we can all objectively say that that can be true, and it can also be very true that there are really stupid stuff like this that are objectively worth nothing. I mean, you have charts like, look at this, $4. It's projecting to 12,000. This is what we're saying here. And these are the people who are outperforming right now. Let's be honest. These are the people doing the best. This guy is the richest at his Thanksgiving dinner because he believes that dog whiff Hatcoin is going to $12,000 a share, and because of that, he went all in at 50 cents. You know, that's where we are right now. There's nothing wrong with that. We've been there in the past. At the end of the day, the indexes are going to go up over time. The people who stick to their strict systems will win in the end. They will. But that's not to say that there's not an extraordinary amount of FOMO in many case scenarios when the guy next to you is driving a sports car because he thought the new department name was funny, so he bought a cryptocurrency that had the same name. He's doing better than you right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. All power to him. But, you know, that's just the state of things right now, isn't it? And, you know, as I've said in prior videos, things that I've liked are long indexes with leverage. I've considered that to be a good idea based on what I've posted about how they've done throughout history. And it's done well for me so far in terms of what I've put in and the fact that I'm dollar cost averaging into it in a similar fashion to what I described in that video. This is still nothing to match the performance of the guy who just bought the funny name, which I think is hilarious. I really don't have a problem with it. You can't have a problem with it. The only way you do is if you believe that, you know, someone else making money is you losing money. It's a painful thing to think, and you really shouldn't, because it's not true. If someone else making money doesn't mean you're losing money. But, you know, there's just that part of you that's like, why is this man the guy who hit the 3x on the margin play because he bought the funny name? Again, if that's you, great job. You are a financial genius in 2024, unironically. And while it is obviously fun to poke fun at, some of these things do seem to have topped or found some form of drawdown. Maybe it really is over for some of this stuff. It's really hard to say, but there's not a great deal of point to this video. I just wanted to talk about this for a second and say, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. If you're making money, you're doing very well. Appearances on social media are always exaggerated. People show you the best. They don't show you when they lose on a really stupid investment. Stick to your senses, stick to your patterns, stick to your systems that you've developed based on rational thought, and you'll do very well in the long run. That's all that matters. That's all you need to focus on ever. And if you are of the opinion that this stuff goes higher, Dogecoin's going to $5 because why not? You might be right. And if you bet on it and you win and you make money, it's the same as making money on anything else. It doesn't matter where you make the money. Who cares? You're making the money. If you manage risk in anything in trading, it is what it is, right? You're not a moron because you went and bought a cryptocurrency that you thought was going to do well. And if you were right, you made the same amount of money, you had the same risk reward as the next guy. It doesn't matter. But don't feel bad for having long-term investments because you didn't 10x your money on really dumb bets, right? And in terms of trading, treat it like any other trade. Treat stupid trades like any other trade because it's all the same. You're risking X amount of basis points with X basis point target. That's all there is to it. There's no rocket science involved. That's all there is. If you're managing risk, you're doing it right. Due diligence may be dead and we may have killed it, but many things still work very well. And by the way, I'm going back to look at this again. You know, originally I wasn't sure if this was serious. These are all from like very similar people. You know, if you look at any of them, this one says it's going to 18,000. This one is reasonable because it's only projecting a $10 billion valuation for this worthless photo. But, you know, this is kind of what we're looking at here. And again, if you bet on this and you end up being right and you risk $1 to make 10, you are equally financially brilliant as the guy who did 12 hours of due diligence research into some obscure superconductor company. You made the same amount of money. It doesn't matter how you make it. So if this is your passion to go long this and you really believe in it, power to you, man. But if you're not one of those people, don't sweat it either. As long as you understand that I would say very objectively they're worthless in the end, aside from what someone else is willing to pay for them, who cares how you make money? I don't. I commend you on any money you make, and you should commend yourself regardless of how you make money, and treat yourself with the same animosity when you lose it, whether you're losing it for something stupid like this or something you put 10 days of research into and it completely blows up on an earnings report. It's the same thing. Because as fun as trading SOFR futures is, it's probably not as fun as printing money on whiff Hatcoin. So anyway, that's all I have for today. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy the weekend, and that's about it.